Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I want to go through a Endgame Magiblade guide, which is for players who have 45k plus gear power on their Magiblade. So without further ado, let's get into the content. So right now I have two builds for Magiblade. One is for Abyssal Frontier, and one is for general rating, for example, Hesh Chest. So without getting into details, I want to get through the main mechanic of Magiblade, which is Blinding Silhouette, which is this skill. So if I light up the sword in the middle of the screen, bottom middle of the screen, I can reset the cooldown after I use the 3 stacks of Blinding Silhouette. So if I use the Blinding Silhouette one more time, Blinding Silhouette, as you can see from the right hand side, is up from its cooldown because of the reset from the sword being lit up over here. So if I do one more Blinding Silhouette over here, it's reset again. However, if I do it more than 4 times in a row, the cooldown of the resetting will be greatly reduced. So if I just do one more over here, you see the duration of the Blinding Silhouette greatly decreases and it will be forced into cooldown. And then you will be able to use the secondary skill on your whatever is your button on the Blinding Silhouette button. So that's basically the main mechanic, and this coincides very well with the 5-set class piece of Magiblade, which says over here, 0 resonance. When casting Blinding Silhouette, reduce all skill cooldowns. So if I do Blinding Silhouette each time it's cast, it will reset the cooldown of all the skills that are currently on cooldown. So if I do Blinding Silhouette over here, as you can see, the cooldown of the top skill is reduced every time I do Blinding Silhouette by around like 0.5 seconds. So this is the main mechanic of Magiblade. It's using Blinding Silhouette and the 5-set piece, which both reduce the cooldown of each other with the blade lighting up mechanic and also the 5-piece set. So it has great synergy with both of these mechanics. And the reason why I use this particular build for DPS parse is because all the skills are hard hitting. It is this build, you can copy it. Basically, it is all the skills from level 15 onwards. Basically, it has melee skills which have high multipliers, and for raid build, I do more range skills. And the way that you want to play this is that you use Blinding Silhouette once, and then Magic Imbuement, and then Sword Slash, and then it resets the cooldown of Blinding Silhouette, and then you use Blinding Silhouette, use their ult, use Blinding Silhouette again, and then use their secondary ult, and then use Blinding Silhouette, and then you basically just try to make it so that Blinding Silhouette is out of cooldown, and reset, and using Blinding Silhouette each time resets the cooldown of our other skills. So if you have the pay to win cat, the rotation will be a bit different. You will use your last skill, which is the skill from the Blinding Silhouette key, which is the skill over here, the skill. You will use the skill along with right after you cast the cat. So if I demonstrate over here, I'll do the same rotation. Use the Sword Slash, Blinding Silhouette second time, use the Awakening, and then use the other skill. And then over here, I will reset the cooldown again. But right over here, before I cast the skill over here, I use the cat, and then I cast the skill, which reduces the cooldown of Blinding Silhouette. And you see, Blinding Silhouette is up again. So that's how I use this rotation. It's keeping Blinding Silhouette out of cooldown as much as possible, which resets the cooldown of Awakening and all your other skills, which allows you to fit in one more Awakening, so 2 Awakenings in 1.5 minutes in Abyssal Frontier. So the other build that I have is this build, which you can copy over here. It's basically removing this skill over here called Triple Flash for Tornado. The reason for this is because in raids, Tornado has really short cooldown, so you can spam it, and it has range, so that's this sort of range, and so it's more consistent in dealing damage. And for the keybinds, I use it so that this skill over here is ranged, and this skill over here is somewhat ranged. So on your circle or whatever button you want on PC, it has range skills, which allows you to deal damage to, for example, the rook while it's slamming its way onto you. So you can use it while you are winning away. And also this skill over here, triangle, is also ranged. This skill on the secondary triangle, it's a slash, so you can use it when the enemy is vulnerable. But you have basically, if I count over here, 1 skill that's ranged, 2 skills that's ranged, 3 skills that's ranged, and 4 skills that's ranged, and then 5 skills that's ranged as awakening, and then I think that's 6. That's 6 skills that's ranged. And you have 1 skill that's melee, 2 skills, and 3 skills that's melee. And including the binding silhouette, so it's 4 skills. So the rotation will be something like this. You use your tornado, range, and then this skill over here, and then this range skill, and then awakening, and then the second awakening, and then if the enemy is vulnerable, you can use binding silhouette, like this, and then reset binding silhouette, and your other skills will be off cooldown by then probably. Yep. And then you can use this again, and then yeah, that's basically it. So it's more consistent in being able to do damage onto the boss while you are dodging and also chasing the boss around. Having range skills is more consistent. It deals less DPS than the parse build, but it's more consistent in dealing damage. So you can copy this build if you want. It's basically using sword tornado instead of triple flash, which is over here. And I'll do the Abyssal Frontier build once again, so you can copy it. And you can pause the video or play it back slowly if you want to copy it. So aside from the skills and the rotations, what you want is basically a element insignia if you do not want to break your bank in getting the element infusion food every time you want to raid. So which insignia is, I think, okay, mainly because the Joker, which is, if I can find it over here, I believe it's on this. Yeah, the Joker insignia is quite cheap. It's around 100k, a million, I mean, maximum. So it's decent price and way cheaper than say Electro. So Witch plus Joker is a decent combo, but having insignia on the market is really low chance right now because everybody wants insignia right now, so it's a gamble. And you can also choose for cryo or also pyro. Those are also pretty cheap in terms of the pink insignia that corresponds to the orange, but in general the orange insignia will always be very expensive. So for circuits, I am currently using skill damage on 1, mainly because this rolled very well, and because I have quite a lot of actually I don't have a lot of umbral damage percentage, but I also do not have a lot of damage percentage, which is over here. So if I just scroll down, I do not have a lot of advanced damage percentage bonuses. I have around, if I just take a glance over here, I have around like 24%, and if I go to details for umbral, I'm gaining around 30%. So right now, it doesn't really make a difference if I use skill damage or umbral, but I just want to balance the stats out. And by the time I have more insignia, I probably will have more umbral enhance than skill damage, which is why I want to use at least 1 skill damage on the stellar circuit. And aside from that, it's basically crit rate and crit damage for the other circuits, which is over here. Time circuits are basically crit rate, crit damage, whatever you can roll better. And you don't want to overcap too much on crit rate, but Magiblade doesn't have a lot of crit rate sources, so maybe you want to get more crit rate onto your circuits as well. It's up to you. You just want to balance stats out and do not overcap on magic crit. And yeah, that's basically it. And for outfits, it's nothing too special. For the insignia of the outfits, you want binding silhouette, but because this is my alt, I do not have all the pieces with the blind silhouette insignia. So yeah, that's about it. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.